It's been a while since I've started playing Terraria. I can't remember when I started playing. I believe it was around 2015 or 2016, and I played it on the Xbox. I wasn't good at it. But eventually, I made it past Golem. With my little brother, of course. A few years later, I got the PC version, and experienced 1.3 for the first time. I tried Expert, and sucked even more than I did when I first got the game. It seriously took me post-Skeletron Gear to beat the eye. Some more time passes, and I learn how to install mods. I had wanted to play mods for a long time, but my minuscule child brain could not comprehend the instructions to install T-Mode Loader I found on YouTube. My first mod was Thorium. I got better at the game. I felt confident in myself, so I tried Calamity. And what happened? It took me 4 months to beat Expert Dog. 4 months of getting better. After my dog hardships, I beat Yaran and Supreme Calamitous relatively quickly. Yaran was beatable because this was when the minecart track hook strategy worked, and also because Phanasm with Vanquisher arrows used to be broken, and Supreme Calamitous L because, it shames me to say this, I used a blurring potion. But even if I used a blurring potion, beating Supreme Calamitous was proof for me that I was good at the game. I did some more runs. I beat Death Mode. I did it. I could play the game. But even with this knowledge that I could beat Calamity, there was this one thing I had been seeing on YouTube that looked like I would never beat. On Terrien Muse's channel, YouTube videos on a modded difficulty called Masochist Mode. The mode looked like something I would never beat. Like, just look at it. It looks crazy, insane even. No way I would ever beat this mod if I played it. Literally no way. How could anyone play it? How much skill would be required? I know that I will absolutely never. Oh. Alright, flashback over. It's present time. What's happening? Well, we're still inside. That I know. Terraria just became the #1 rated game on Steam after a popularity increase from its final, largest update yet. With that update, T-Mod Loader became much more accessible. All you need to do to play mods now is look it up on Steam. More people are playing Terraria. More people are playing mods. More people want a new experience of the game. How can a game be altered to have a new experience? Make it more difficult, of course. When someone finishes the game on the hardest difficulty, offer them a chance to be even better with a new difficulty mode you created. Add your own rewards to playing your mode. Add however much content you'd like. It's your mod, after all. The most popular content mod on T-Mod Loader makes the game harder. You know what I'm talking about. It's Calamity. The mod does two things. It adds a lot of content to the mod, and adjusts the game to make it more challenging. My definition for challenging, by the way, is both hard and fun. Calamity's development focuses on both of those factors, but seems to have a favoring towards adding its own content. Development is mostly spent on adding new weapons, or new mechanics, or new ways to play the game. It does make changes to increase how challenging the game is, but it just seems to add more content more frequently. This is what is called quantity over quality. But what if there was another mod that adds a new difficulty, but focuses more on improving the gameplay over adding its own content? What if we had a difficulty mode that was, well, quality over quantity? Lucky for you, I have a mod to recommend which fits that quota. It is of course, my favorite mod on T-Mod Loader, Fargo's Soul mod. Fargo's Soul mod is a Terraria mod that adds a considerable amount of content to the game. The two things it is most known for are the accessories. You've probably heard about Soul of Eternity in the past, and a new difficulty mode. Eternity mode, also known as E-mode for short. Eternity mode was first documented on November 16th in 2016. We can see from a forums post made by Fargo himself. The mode was originally called Masochist Mode. Apparently, Masochist Mode was purely to make bosses spawn by themselves. And to the present day, Eternity still does that. Despite it being mentioned back in 2016, Masochist mode did not become an actual thing in Fargo's mods until the 28th of January in 2018. This early version was pretty unbalanced to say the least. This was the version that scared me into not playing it. Over time, it improved. Many of the unfair fights were adjusted to be fair. Overall, it just became a fun mod to play. And with this new goal to make fights balanced rather than unfair, the mode was given a much more serious name, Eternity Mode. On September 30th of 2019, the mutant boss was added. This boss was an original boss. Its attacks and AI did not resemble anything Terraria had in the vanilla game. It did have some references to other video games, but still, no other mod in Terraria had a fight like Mutant. Original, difficult, fun. All three in one beautifully designed fight. The current version of Mutant isn't even that different from its first few, just a sentiment on how little needed to be changed about the fight. The addition of Mutant Boss is what finally got me to play the mod. I was good at the game. I beat Calamity. How bad could this mode be for me? Even with my experience with Calamity, I still struggled to beat some of the bosses in this mode. But I never gave up. I knew that nothing in this mod would be impossible. I was having fun as well. If I wasn't having fun, why would I continue to play the mode? And I wanted to fight Mutant. I wanted to fight that thing very badly. With enough time and hardships, I did something I only dreamed about in the past. I defeated Eternity Mode Moon Lord. I was incredibly proud of myself. Post Moon Lord went well for me. I grinded for the big boy souls and took down Dookie X. Of course, you don't need to fight Dookie X now. He was made only available with cheat sheets simply because he wasn't a fight the devs were proud of. As for Mutant, that took a long time. It took me some days, along with some sweat. No blood or tears though. Eventually, my attempts paid off. Mutant had been defeated. I had defeated one of the most difficult bosses in T-Mod Loader. What an accomplishment. Eternity Mode continued to be updated. The bosses became more fair and fun. I had this weird feeling. It was the feeling of wanting to play Soul Mod more. I only expected that I would play it once and never again. Could it be that I enjoyed the mod? Now that I look at it, yes it was. I continued to do more playthroughs of E-Mode because I thought it was good. Today, I am still playing it because I think it's good. But why do I think it's good? And why do I think you should play it too? Well, I have an explanation for that. The developers of the mod are constantly making sure the mod is fun. Its relatively small community makes players easily able to give their feedback. If a player thinks something is unfair, they can suggest it to the devs on the Fargo's mods Discord server. It will get discussed, and if it becomes agreed that the unfair thing in question is actually unfair, I guarantee you it will get changed. Don't take this as me saying the mod has a lot of problems. There is no perfect mod. But because the community impacts the mod so much, and because of how good the devs are at accepting constructive criticism, this mod has some of the most fair and fun boss battles in T-Mod Loader. And you know what else is fun? Doing stuff easier. As in, the annoying parts. Fargo's Mutant mod is a quality of life mod that you need to install in order to enable Fargo's Soul mod. And I can say that it is my favorite quality of life mod out there. It doesn't just add the NPCs that sell you summons. It does much more to the game. I highly recommend knowing everything Mutant mod does to make your grinding easier. There's honestly too many changes for me to note in this video. For a good list, look in the mods toggles, and check recipe browser for any of the recipes it adds to normally uncraftable vanilla items. Soul mod and E-Mode also add quality of life changes in itself as well. The Angler enchantment makes fishing much faster. Bosses drop a copy of their summons when they spawn, so you have infinite attempts with every boss. The annoying parts of the game are made much less annoying by these mods. Alright, enough talking about easier. I'm sure you're here because you want to hear about the harder. More specifically, the challenging. What type of challenge can you expect from Eternity Mode? The boss changes are exceptional. They need to be learned in order to win. It's unlikely you'll beat most of the bosses on your first try, but with every attempt, you'll know something you didn't know in the previous. The bosses also aren't warped into a completely different boss either. The devs want the bosses to have the same concepts as their vanilla form, but harder. I don't want to spoil anything, but just know that you will have to learn more than you have already learned when you went from normal mode to expert mode. The bosses added by the mod are amazing as well. I already mentioned Mutant being good, but so are the others. And the other bosses are good for the same reason Mutant is. Original, difficult, and fun. They have some surprises that you'll look at in awe, and like the changed vanilla bosses, all are learnable. The accessories in this mod are unique and fun to use. There are many categories of accessories added by this mod. Enchantments are accessories crafted from armor sets and other materials. They give you the effects of their armor set bonus when equipped, but will also provide you with some cool effect. These effects are unique, and are constantly being adjusted to be as practical as possible. Obviously, the goal is for all enchantments to be useful in some way. After you defeat Moon Lord, you can craft forces. Forces are a combination of multiple enchantments, with their effects being buffed to be on par with post-Moon Lord. Souls are another category. They are flashy accessories made up of things that correspond to what the soul is for. The Berserker's soul benefits the melee class, and is made of melee weapons. The Colossus soul benefits defense and is made of defensive accessories. Wearing souls and forces provides an incredible sense of power. There are many other accessories aside from those mentioned, mostly dropped by bosses in Eternity mode. These accessories can do things you won't expect. I'm sure you'll enjoy finding out what the accessory of the boss you spent a long time fighting does. So, overall, you should play Eternity mode. It's full of surprises. It makes bosses harder, but incredibly fun. It adds its own incredibly fun bosses. It makes you feel rewarded for progressing through the game. And if you don't like something about it, you can just tell the Fargo's Mods Discord about it, and we'll see if you're doing something wrong or if something actually needs to be changed. If you want to play Terraria again, but adjust it into a new, more challenging and rewarding experience, I say this: please, play Fargo's Soul mod.